One of the things that makes us different is we own the hatchery. We own the brood stock, we own the hatchery building, and other companies often buy the fry or the fingerlings that they produce. We opened this building in 1989, and we've made some improvements, do some things that other catfish hatcheries don't do. We recirculate water in this hatchery. We don't, of course, use antibiotics in the production of fingerlings. We eliminated the use of formaldehyde, formalin in the disinfection of eggs, and we use household peroxide instead. Here it is, early June. Hatchery's in full swing. We've got this building full of eggs and fry or juvenile catfish in all stages of growth. We got a truckload leaving in a few minutes to be introduced into a pond to begin their journey growing out to be full-size catfish ready for harvest. It takes at least 2 years for Carolina Classics natural catfish to become market size. In the first year, we call those fish fingerlings, and in the second year onward, we call them food-size fish. Carolina Classics, we own the hatchery, the ponds, the feed mill, and the processing facility. Here we are at the ponds. Our philosophy is to raise our natural catfish in the most environmentally friendly manner possible. Let's take a closer look at how we do it. Natural catfish production is owned and managed by Carolina Classics Catfish. We also have contracting farmers who produce the traditional fish for us. Each of the ponds has their own use, either for brood fish or for the fry or fingerlings, or for the grow-out ponds, the food fish. A key to being environmentally friendly is water usage. We effectively have zero water exchange. We capture rainwater on this farm, and we plan for evaporative loss. For weed control along the pond bank, we'll remove weeds by hand, eliminating the need for herbicides, which are used throughout our industry. The key production differences on the farm for natural catfish are we don't use herbicides and pesticides in production. We don't use copper sulfate in the control of algae or flavor of the fish. The rest of the industry does. We don't use diuron to control the flavor of the fish. The rest of the industry does. In 1999, we built our fish feed mill, allowing us to have total control over what our fish eat. This was the final piece in the puzzle, giving us control of all aspects of production of the fish, from egg to market. The key points in the feeding of natural catfish are: we have eliminated animal byproduct ingredients from the feed. A lot of catfish feed contains beef or pork blood meal or chicken feather meal. We have also been able to reduce the amount of fish meal used in our feed to about 1/2 the industry standard. We also make fish feed for other parts of the industry, but do not allow any land animal byproducts or antibiotics in our feed mill. This assures that no mistakes are ever made in the formulation of the feed for our natural catfish. Now that you've seen the hatchery, the ponds, and the feed mill, let's check out the processing plant. As you can see, we're very busy here on the processing floor. We're really proud of our setup because we believe we have a great balance between automated efficiencies and hand craftsmanship. The fish is harvested and transported live to the plant. Here they're stunned with an electrical shock and immediately headed and eviscerated. From there, they are mechanically filleted. These are typical processes in the industry. Here's where Carolina Classics natural catfish is different. After the fillet machine, our fish is then fine trimmed to assure that you get a perfect fillet each and every time. So let's recap what makes Carolina Classics natural catfish different from the other catfish in the industry. No antibiotics ever. No mammalian byproducts in the feed. No formalin used in the hatchery. We've effectively reduced the amount of fish meal used in the feed to 1/2 the industry standard. No herbicides are used in controlling weed growth on the pond banks, and no chemicals are used to control algae or flavor or to kill scaled fish in the pond. Effectively, we have zero water exchange. As you can see, the production of Carolina Classics natural catfish is totally integrated. We own and manage each phase: the hatchery and brood stock, ponds, the feed mill, and the processing facility. It's because of this that we can guarantee the product and assure you of an unbroken chain of custody. I really appreciate your taking the time to learn about Carolina Classics natural catfish.